What's up, everybody? We're back. Wednesday Smack Talk Live, September 3rd. Exactly 1 month out. Power Stop number 15 coming up October 3rd in Las Vegas, Nevada. The elephant in the room. Corey, you're in a parking lot, it looks like.
Yes,
Not
sir.
in your typical studio. I will say your backdrop is pretty good. Talk to me. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm at the Homeboy Hotel in Las Vegas. Just wrapped up Power Slap day one of the Combine. 40-plus athletes here in attendance, an entire group of new recruits, a wide, diverse background, very heavily dominant towards the wrestlers. Sin Bodhi's been recruiting a ton of wrestlers into the show, but we've got, athletes from around. We've got cops, we've got military guys, we've got, ex-professional soccer players here. We've got pro rugby players, but even a left guard who played for Rutgers Division I football as part of this. And I don't know if we broke it or not yet on the channel, but Hector Lombard is here in Power Slap, trying to vie for a contract. We've seen him, obviously UFC. For most recent times, we've seen him in pillow wrestling, and we've seen him at Dirty Boxing a week ago. Now here at the Power Slap Combine, vying for a contract like 40-plus other strikers. Phenomenal to see the amount of athletes here. Let me tell you, from the moment the tone was set here today, Mark Smith started out with a rules meeting, and you can just see that these athletes didn't realize the magnitude of what they were getting into and how complex this sport actually was. And Mark spent the better part of 2+ hours going over rules, regulations, how to strike, answering a ton of questions, and then they got into it. They got into the neck strength as well as the power cube, testing their measures of how they stack up. So we're able to see everybody on the card do so, and then they spent a lot of time, honing in their techniques. We've got 3 coaches here, 3 champions. We've got Robert Trujillo, the 155 champ. We've got Anthony Babyface Blackburn in attendance, your 170 chance, as well as Brandon Bordeaux, 185. And we've got Trent Bordeaux, the brother of Brandon here. Kind of neat to see, those two here. And let me tell you, Trent is not shy of what his brother has done, and he's made it very evidently clear in front of everybody today that he's here to be better than his brother is. I know that's big, shoes to fill, but he's got the confidence to do so, and it's great to see. These athletes come from a wide range of background. They're here for, a ton of different reasons. I know it's not up there. Dang, help me. Was it Jordan? What's the stage name?
Jordan Oasis.
Jordan Oasis recently cut from one of the NXT programs through the WWE, is here with a heavy heart, but a ton of motivation and a ton of desire to get in here. And plain and simply put, he's pissed off. He wants this opportunity. How amazing, dude. The Homeboy Hotel just lit me up. Now I got nice lighting on me. I'm even happier now. But honestly, man, a lot of guys here that I think we're going to see relatively quickly. I think, from conversations that I've had with Frank and Erica, they're looking to fill those tape cards for October 3rd, as well as fill for Power Slap number 16 over in Abu Dhabi. So incredibly excited to see these new crop of athletes kind of come in. And what I will say is the amount of knowledge these athletes have coming into it, I think, is definitely different than the combines before. They've studied the tape. They know the athletes. They know the athletes in the rankings. They know where they want to be. And, from all accounts, very workmanlike type of atmosphere here today through and through. So if you want a little side note, they had Greek for lunch.
You are, you're like a CNN anchor, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Answer the other questions without me asking any. What are we looking at as far as sizes, men, women? How would you describe that split? How big are they? How small are they? How many win? How many win?
I'll tell you, quite a bit of women here. I'll say that, man. Quite a bit of women. A lot of were inspired by Hollywood Haley J. To be quite honest with you, and I may have found somebody that is more hood than Hollywood. I'll be honest with you. The interview will be dropping later on Slap News, probably in the days to come. But another fellow wrestler, originally from Duval County. So, she's got a little Austin Turpin in her. And maybe figuratively, potentially. But we're not here to spread rumors and gossip. But anyways, I digress. Oh shit, man, too funny.
It's been a
But I
long
didn't say,
day,
I
huh?
said figuratively. I didn't say literally. Then that would have been crossing the line.
Yeah.
Little unprofessional. But yeah, now residing in Tampa, Florida. We even got some guys running around here, man, right now. So let's see if we can bring a couple guys in. Hey, where you going, my man? Right here, fellow Canadian.
Uh-oh.
Sir, yes, sir.
Fellow
Oh, they found more
Canadian.
How you
Canadians.
guys?
Talk to me, man. Smack Talk Live.
Yes, sir. How you
Who
guys
are you?
doing?
Why are you here, my man?
Well, my name is Karu Bab. I'm here right now to get a contract. To
Uh,
one day use these hands and utilize them for something great.
Yeah.
You know?
Ding. Fucking
What
fellow
weight class, my man?
Canadian. Fellow
Yeah, what?
Canadian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is he
Well,
Canadian too?
no, he's New
No,
York.
no,
He's
he's
New
Canadian.
York?
Canadian.
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
Let's go.
What weight
What
class? Heavy?
Heavyweight.
weight class?
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight. Another heavyweight. Well,
Yes.
congratulations. Welcome.
Yeah. He actually has a message for Damien DeBell.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
There we
Wow,
go.
that's
Awesome, my man.
look at
Hey,
that.
I got
Oh,
another
he's just
guy
like
right here.
harassing people.
Got
Oh,
another
geez.
guy. So this guy claims
Jesus,
to
how
be
that camera?
blood. He claims to be blood of Rikishi. Who we talking to?
It's your boy Sefa Parisi, man. You can find me on IG at Sefa Parisi. Trained from Knox Pro, from Rikishi, the Black Pearl Arena on Hawaii, Gangrel, as well as Simbodi, man. So out here doing this power slap thing. Can't wait to get it started. Combine's been real fucking cool, man. Real great. I love everything that they got going on. I'm ready to knock people out. Really, sleep. First one.
What weight class?
Weight class. You're
Heavyweight.
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 Oh,
You
another
have a message for
heavyweight.
Damien DeBell as well?
Have I what?
Do you have a message for Damien DeBell?
Yeah, for Damien DeBell, man. I'm gonna come ring that bell, Los. I'm gonna ring that bell. It's Palm of the Pacific
Shit.
right there. I'm gonna come get your ass,
Oh,
man.
shit.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you, dude. Much, man. We'll talk soon, okay? Awesome.
Wow.
I tell you, it's a good thing Damien DeBell isn't out here in the streets of Las Vegas right now. I feel like he'd be leaving with a couple extra, loose teeth or something going on, man.
Wow.
Everyone's got a hankering for Damien DeBell here right now.
Yeah, you know what? He's got a target on his back, man. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. Arguably
Absolutely.
right below the super heavyweight champion. He's the baddest man on the on the roster. So let's see.
Yeah.
Well, so a lot of heavyweights. So you're saying a lot of women. What are we talking as far as? I mean, I just met two heavyweights.
For sure. Good mix actually. To be quite honest, I feel like there's some 155ers, couple mostly middle, a lot of middleweights and guys that are kind of not fully set. I mean, guys that definitely have to drop some weight. Women definitely have to drop some weight as well. But there's probably about I'd say about 25% are women. Kind of in here. As part of it. And actually, one of them, and the girl slips my mind, and I know she's watching Slap News, so she's going to kill me. Hopefully, I leave the hotel before I get stabbed. But she was actually a Lauren Wise recruit, and she's a professional jockey and rides horses for a living. She actually is the jockey for Lauren Wise's racehorse. So kind of useless information, but kind of cool.
I didn't know Lauren Wise had a racehorse, so I wouldn't call it useless. I'm enlightened.
So she's got a racehorse, and so she's got her jockey and power slap. She actually has like 10 plus, years, and actually did over 300 MMA commentating events over the last decade. So media trained, really well spoken.
Wow, busier than us.
Yeah, but one girl that really stood out to me was Julia Wilkilla Ho. Yes,
I need you to break that down for me.
So Julia Ho is her name.
Julia Ho, and then what's the middle or the nickname?
Wilkilla.
As in, like, will kill her?
Yes.
Okay, understood.
Yes. So she goes online by the name Zeta something. What did I tell you earlier today? Zeta Zhang?
Oh, Zeta Zhang.
Yeah, Zeta Zhang. So we're on a first name basis now, apparently, and so we're all good. But
you're not supposed to break that to the world, though. That's supposed to be you and her, man.
Yeah, but she does an interview with. She got her boss. No, dude, she has a shirt on that literally says her real name on it.
Wow.
But wrestling background, MMA background, girl that came from a traditional Taiwanese Chinese family that has had to overcome all the stereotypes. Her parents wanted her to be a lawyer and a doctor. She decided to be a MMA fighter and a wrestler, and now doing power slap. Big personality, recruit a Simbodi as well, and someone who's just looking here to, kill a hoe, I guess. Hopefully, we won't be demonetized for that, but I'll say it fast.
All right, I got it. Julia will kill a
What
hoe.
do we got? Hey, look who we got. We got the middleweight champ in the back. Let's take a look.
Where's the belt?
Oh, where's the belt?
True fan.
Hey, there we go. He's even watching it.
Even watching.
Nice.
Oh, he's way behind. He's way
Yeah,
behind.
yeah, yeah. Where's the
All right,
belt?
so he doesn't
Where's
have
the
the
belt?
belt,
We just
but he has the
announced
belt
it.
on the shirt, so I think it
But
counts.
there you go. You got a nice head
Yeah,
rush shirt on.
Counts,
There we
it
go.
counts.
Head
I'll
rush,
accept it.
Bordeaux champ. Got Mr. Trent
I'll
here as
accept
well,
it.
taking part in the training
There he is.
camp. Doing good, man. Doing good. So I hear you're here to come and take your brother's belt. Is that true?
Oh, that's crazy.
No, not his belt.
Not his belt?
No.
We're going 170?
Nah,
about it.
he's.
I'm gonna say yeah. We're gonna work for that.
All right.
You want to do 70, 85?
Yeah. Who's with us?
Got the Res girl in the house.
There you go.
We're not
We
Indian
were waiting
Nation.
for you. Yeah, we were
Native
waiting
girl.
for you. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What weight class are you competing at?
115, 125.
Amazing.
A lot of
Anybody on the
action.
roster you want to slap?
Not any call outs yet.
Come on. Come on. You sure?
Think we're all gunning for Paige.
How about you, can you slap Trent for us? We need some content. Bordeaux, talk to me. What do you think, Combine? What's your kind of overview so far?
It's been great. It's good to see. I think we had 40 plus people there today. So
Yeah.
it's definitely good just to see everything expanding like it is and getting bigger. A couple of international guys, having Hector Lombard come in. He brings in a whole other set of eyes and everything. So it's just good to see the sport growing. Good to see people who are ambitious and willing to learn and want to jump into this. And it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Love being here. Love coaching. Love being part of it.
Anybody standing out to you?
There's actually quite a few of them that have stood out to me. We did the camp back in May with all the wrestlers as well. We had quite a few guys that stood out there. And yeah, I definitely say there's probably 5 or 6 guys. I'm not gonna throw any names out there, but there is definitely 5 or 6 guys that I definitely have my eye on, and there's a couple of the women too. So it's definitely an exciting time for sure.
Any
Awesome,
middleweights?
man. Awesome. Any middleweights?
Any middleweights that are on the list?
I think there might only be one middleweight here, actually. One,
Okay,
maybe
so
2 middleweights. I don't think there's very many of them. I think
And
there's
did
a
he make the
couple guys
list?
at 170. We have quite a few at light heavyweight, couple super
Bigger
heavyweights.
guys.
So, and then quite a few girls, like Corey was saying too. So that's always good to see as well. You know what I mean? See the women's division grow. You know what I mean? Them keep building things like that. So it's definitely awesome.
Can I ask you? I need to know this. Is very important. Is Robert Trujillo the coach for the females again? I just need to confirm this.
Not yet. We've all been together so far, but maybe tomorrow when we split into
Okay.
groups, possibly.
Yeah, I'll need to know because I think it's a height thing. I think that's something to
He's
do with
actually
size.
he's on his way over here because he was just over getting burgers with us too. So we'll have to pull him in when he gets over here. I have to ask him.
For sure. Corey will just have to put the camera up or put him up on the step stool to get on the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
See him coming.
There he is.
Awesome,
That's
awesome.
Oh, is he coming? You can see him?
Coming down.
Oh,
Yeah, you can see
Hey,
him.
one more thing.
Mr.
One more thing.
Swagalicious, huh?
By the way, October 3rd, live on YouTube, Doughboy's funeral. Tune in. I'm gonna kill a motherfucker.
Ooh, spicy.
Love it. Hey, there we go. Look who's here.
Yes. Actually, I got 2 names.
You got 2 names.
Whatever you prefer. Come on.
Bang, bang. That's
Yeah.
no wrestling name, but I am.
This is live.
See, there you go. So he was giving me shit that I was giving away your real name, but see, Ding, she actually has it on her shirt.
All right, I just wanted to
Turn your
make
shirt
sure.
around.
Man, that's all.
Did you do the interview with the
I
shirt backwards
did
and you
backwards
did it?
just to show on the interview.
Okay.
Smart,
Awesome.
man.
And we got a local celebrity. Do you recognize his face, Ding?
I do.
Who is it?
You're gonna tell me right now because I'm playing coy here.
Hurricane T.
Hurricane T. Do you remember the girl in the bar slapping people for fun? Out of
I
Hawaii?
do.
That's
I
me.
do.
He's live in the flesh.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Where they-
man.
They really, man. Who did that? Simbodi, Erica? Like somebody's got to get credit for that.
Who
man.
reached out to you?
Simboli, Erica.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. Welcome. What weight
Yeah.
class?
Thank you.
So
What weight
yeah,
class?
did you know they actually have to sign waivers before she's allowed to slap them?
Yeah. I'm not
Oh,
trying
that
to get
makes
sued
sense.
for that shit.
Yeah.
They don't pay me enough for that.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Take
Thank
care. All right, we're gonna get Where's the midget man? There he is. He was
Oh.
standing. Hey, he was standing up. Hey, get back up there. Come on, come on. Come on. You can actually look like you're 6 feet tall for once. There we go.
Look at that. You're as
He
tall
was
as
talking to
that.
Dingaling. Here, I'll turn it around for you so you
Hey,
can talk to him. Here, you can hold it.
What
Hold it.
What's up, Ding?
I need to know. They told me you're the coach for the women again. Why do they keep doing this?
I just feel like, I feel like Brandon and Anthony both get a little nervous to coach the women. for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I don't know. But I personally like to coach the women a little bit more because they listen a lot better than the guys do. So
They also look a lot like you size-wise, so it makes sense, right?
they do. They're also look better when they're throwing slaps. So
Any 155ers in the camp? Or are they not
I
showing
think
no
we
love
yeah,
for
I think
that
we have
division?
two 155ers.
Oh, what do you think? Any of them 6'6"?
No, not this time, but I don't know. We'll see how they do. I'm ready to get this weight class moving. I feel like I'm gonna be waiting around for a while, and I hope a lot of more 155ers start coming to these combines. I feel like it's already hard to get me a match as it is. And I feel like guys might wait or even scared to come try out for this. So hopefully we start getting more.
Yeah, man. Where's Art at?
Oh, you talking about Slap News number 3? Here we are.
Yeah, there he is.
my brother?
There he is.
How you
Look at
doing,
you,
bro?
man. You look uglier than I saw you last time.
I know, dude.
How'd
Sad
that
you're not
happen?
here, bro.
How's
I know.
I like
It's
that
what's
shirt,
up.
man. Where can I get
Oh,
one?
this good, dude. You got that head rush, baby.
Hey, I don't want to see his fucking jeans, Trujillo. I need to see the shirt, bro.
Yeah. Come
Oh,
with
I
your head
can't
rush.
get the angles here. You
Yeah,
hold it.
tell
You
him.
gotta-
I need to see the back of the shirt, not his ass, bro.
Bring
Thank
it
you
back
very
over here.
much.
Get to the back of the shirt
I just got the back of the shirt.
No, you didn't. No, turn it up.
1, 2, 3, baby.
Oh,
There
there we
you
go. All right.
go. Attaboy. 1, 2, 3, lights out. Get yours at
here. Tell him to get down the
headrushbrand.com
head
now.
rush right now.
There it is.
He was talking. He's
What
interviewing.
up?
Well,
He
good,
said,
man. I don't know how you
What's going on
you're
is
fucking everywhere. You're like Mr.
I know
Worldwide.
we're all over the place. I'll let you take over.
what's going on? It sounds like Art's killing the show.
Yeah.
Our ratings
He
went
might
to
be.
0.
He might be.
Heidi.
Yeah. Who else? See hey, we got Kid Lava here as well.
Get
Good
lava.
lava.
Yeah.
There he is. Welcome.
Keep it on the neck so you know it's real.
Here
We
we
love it.
go.
We love it. Welcome.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bringing
Lava,
the
what
heat.
weight class are
Bringing
you?
the pain.
Middle
What
or
was
light
that?
heavy? What weight class?
Right now I'm
Remind me.
going at 170. So
Oh wow. You look big
yeah,
for
man.
170, man. Pause.
He's actually he's big for 170, man. He's at
That's
my
what I
height.
thought.
5'11",
That's
6
what
feet?
I thought.
I'm
Yeah.
6'3".
6'3"?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, 6'3".
Yeah, I gotta drop down 9 pounds to hit 170, but hey, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. You're a big 170. That could be a problem for Anthony
I'm
Blackburn, man.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now. That belt looking real nice on his shoulders. So I
Well,
might
it's
have to do
great
the
to see you
robbery
in the
real quick.
flesh. We saw you digitally. Great to see you in person, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right at the combine. And next on the stage. That's the big next move.
Getting after it. Well, awesome. Great meeting you. Congratulations, and we look forward to your future, man.
Amen. Thank you, my brother.
Right.
Thanks.
God bless.
Awesome. Ding.
I'll ding one more thing.
All right.
Hey, we did the combine today, and I went back and pulled all the numbers from season 2. Not only did my brother smash all of my numbers, he beat everybody on season 2 as well.
Oh shit.
70th and put on notice.
Oh shit.
Oh, there we go. Did you
All right, Corey.
Oh,
Corey, you
nice.
down to join? Down to get joined by a guest who might know
Did you
a
have
little bit
guests
about
today?
the hotel you're at?
kind of
I
hijacked the
do.
show, didn't we?
Yeah, but I got a guest. You know him very well. Some of the people there may actually know him. He is none other than Dontae Smiley.
What's up?
There he is.
What's good?
500 Magnum
good?
himself. Corey, why don't you turn around? Let's see if Dante recognizes where you are located. I know I'm making you get up. Just turn around. Just stand up and turn around. Do a little
Okay,
selfie.
okay. Where am I, Dante?
Oh yeah. That's the hotel spot we were at the combine.
That's the Homeboy Hotel.
Yeah,
You're right,
yeah.
buddy.
So way back in the day,
That's the hangout spot.
Yeah.
really early in the Power Slap days, we called that the Homeboy Hotel, and there was a reason for that.
That's dope.
It was a little more classy when you guys, stood there. But once upon a time, Sometimes we're had. Slap Jesus, and I will leave it there. But Dontae Smiley, welcome to the show. Thank you for your being gracious, giving us some of your time. Haven't talked to you in a
Oh,
little while. Give us an update, man. How was the summer? How's wrestling going? Talk to us.
yeah, everything's been good, bro. Everything's been good after that last show. I mean, we got right back to work. You know what I mean? Wrestling don't stop. It's something that's year round. No different than even like training for something like slap is year round because you just put programming within the programming of what you're already doing for some accessory work and stuff like that, man. So it's a marathon, right? All of this is, and so the marathon continues ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, two cards coming up here in the next month. One exactly a month from today.
Yep.
Another something close to 6, 7 weeks from this time in the beautiful or on the beautiful island, I should say, of Abu Dhabi. What are your thoughts, man? Do you know anything? I'm not asking you to say anything you're not supposed to, but
I'm
have you
with you.
gotten any calls? Been in any talks?
Right. So there's a lot of stuff happening right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are starting to get them calls back. I mean, from people that won and lost, right? A lot of people are finally starting to get them calls and stuff. I think it's one of them things. Obviously, being in like the early prelims and stuff like that. I think they're waiting to see like who's at this combine because Sin is in the talks with Erica and stuff like that about bringing me back, just like he was with all the other people that are soon to be back on the third and then that show in Abu Dhabi and stuff like that. And I told Sin straight up, I was like, I've been had my passport because I'm internationally traveled as a wrestler and stuff like that. So we got that lock loaded and ready to go. If that could be something with the Abu Dhabi, if they find another obviously middleweight that they want to bring on for me to go against or whatever. But I'll be ready. Whether I get the call within this week, next week, whether I get it a week beforehand, like my bags are packed, my passport is ready, my travel stuff is ready, and I'll be good to go.
Amazing, man. Tough question, but is there anybody that you're like, I'm really interested in this person, whether somebody new, somebody who's a throwback. I know you're a realistic guy, so you'll kind of figure out what works for you. But is it vengeance against Stunt Marshall? Is that kind of the right move? Like, where's your head at when it comes to that?
Yeah, man. It's like I told Sin, the whole redemption story, as I like to call it, aspect of if they did put me and Stunt together, would be eye popping for a lot of individuals. I mean, ultimately, that match with how it went got probably the second and third most like viral moment for Power Slap period as far as views, let alone the regular views from like YouTube and Instagram just on the Power Slap pages, but also other people that were sharing it for whatever mockery of a reason that they were getting a good laugh out of it or whatever it may be. So it's been shared a lot, you know what I mean? So a part two, I think a lot of people will be interested in, but also at the same time, there's a lot of people that are about to be coming in, so I would 100% understand it if they had me against somebody else, if they had Stunt against somebody else. But there's also the whole situation of bringing Stunt back. A lot of people are gonna have eyes on him. On okay, is he gonna do it again? Can he knock somebody else out? You know what I mean? Can he go in their victory? Was it a fluke situation that one time? And same thing on my end, just on the opposite. Okay, was it a fluke that he got knocked out as quick as he did? Can he come back and redeem himself against somebody else? So, thinking as a wrestler would think, you know what I mean? There's big storylines behind both of them situations. And I think a big profitability view wise and stuff like that for Power Slap to make sure that they have both of us return as well. So to me, doesn't matter who it is, other middleweights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I ain't scared to step in front of nobody and stuff like that. It's one of them things, like I said, after I watched my match was Stunt back, you know what I mean, and saw instantly, like when I looked back, I was like, oh my God, I was extremely undisciplined in certain aspects where I needed to be more disciplined when I was up there, as far as my brace and giving them too much chin and all those little things like that or major things and stuff. So I instantly knew the moment I saw the video that I was just way too relaxed up there, way too comfortable and didn't put myself in the best posture and best position that I should have to make sure that I was defending myself in a moment like that. And I got. He did what he was supposed to. There ain't no hiding that. He did what he was supposed to with everything that I gave him, and he did. But I can tell you those mistakes, whether I win or lose, whatever, when they bring me back, it will not remotely be the same mistakes made that I made that first time, which was some very essential mistakes And I 100% believe that once I'm brought back, the next match, once again, win or lose, I don't know. But I can tell you that it won't be as simple as it was that very first time. Just because I've learned, I've talked to Pono, I've talked to Bordeaux, obviously, and I've talked to everybody that were there out of our coaches and stuff like that about things that I could have done better, and all of it was unanimous across the board on what I didn't do for what I should have done. That I was undisciplined in, man. So I'm gonna be excited to be back. That way I can right my wrongs ultimately, and then also just show that I am meant to, be in this sport, and that first time won't happen the second time like it did at least.
Yeah, you know what? I think you have incredible awareness to identify, that there are a lot of different options and ways to make this thing interesting between you and Stunt. I personally am not a huge fan of immediate rematches. I know that there's a time and a place for them,
Yeah,
i.e., Isaiah Quinones, Brandon Bordeaux, who are kind of going back and forth. But I think for guys who are unranked, maybe kind of coming up, for you, you made your debut. Stunt made his debut. I like you guys going your own paths,
yeah,
get your own wins, and then you meet back in the middle in the future. It happened with the Chief, Darren Godfrey, two guys in your division at the top of your division. The Chief has a similar kind of moment. He talked a little bit about making similar mistakes in Abu Dhabi last year at Power Slap 9. He's on the wrong side of a knockout by Darren the Tarantula Godfrey. Fast
yep,
forward, both guys go on and face other competition. In Godfrey's case, he faces Merlis Masikis, who we hadn't seen for a while since Road to the Title Season 2. You look at the Chief, he goes on to face guys like a big name like Wesley Drain. And then they meet back in the middle, Power Slap 14, New Orleans, Louisiana, about 8 or so months, 9 months really after their first meeting.
yeah,
And now there's more equity built up. There's more wins that have been had between
right,
both guys. It's a bigger deal. Darren does the same exact thing again. The controversy about the flinches and all that persists,
right,
unfortunately. So there's still questions. But the intent was that you'd figure out who's the better man. Do they need to run this a third time, maybe with a championship belt on the line in the future? Should one of those guys be able to achieve that level? In the case, unfortunately for the Chief, he goes 0-2, gets knocked out again by the same guy, and
right,
it's not to be. But anyway, I say all that to say the storytelling I think is really impressive because
yeah,
it naturally comes together, and that can only be possible by building the equity, allowing both athletes to
yeah,
go on their own pathways, build up some of those that resume. On both sides. The Chief
right,
had 2 fights since that first fight. Dan Godfrey had one because they I mean, at this point, we know that they will bring him to the United States because they just did. But
right,
previously, it seemed like they were trying to keep him in the Middle East, just because of that geographic and that geography being close in proximity to the Middle East. So I think Stunt goes his way, you go your way.
yeah,
My question to you is: are you willing to pay it forward? Is not the right word because you guys were both debuting, but are you willing to sort of put yourself in the position where you have more to lose than your opponent, being that maybe they might be a debutante. So, in essence, would you give a guy who's potentially sitting around Corey right now, in the middleweight division, in the combine that you were in 5 months ago or 4 months ago, if I know how to
right.
count, uh, would you take that opportunity to take a debutante on at a 15, 16, 17, etc.?
Right. Yeah. I mean, most definitely, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to be back on this stage. So ultimately, I'm not in position, especially what happened that first match, to remotely say anything other than the sort. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to build my value back now, right? Like the combine, we essentially built a little bit of value at the combine, but how we were interacting with people, doing some behind the scenes stuff, them seeing our personalities. Even before, Power Slap 13 and stuff, with all the behind the scenes stuff, like we had to do like some dancing social media stuff. Me, Pono, that celebration that Pono did after he won, we learned that with some behind the scenes social media stuff that we had done. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of value in I think in having me and stuff, but I definitely have to build my stock back up. So at the end of the day, I'll be in front of somebody newer, somebody older that hasn't competed in a while, somebody that's been on the bench for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it may be, that they haven't brought back yet. Whatever it is for me, if I want to be on that stage, I'm going to accept whatever it is that they have for me, you know what I mean, staying up in that middle weight. Because that's what Sin asked me when he said that he was going to, go back and talk to him about, bringing me back and along with some of the other people. The first thing that he asked me, he was like, have you gained any more weight? Are you still in the middle weight and all that kind of stuff? Which, I had to drop 10 pounds for that first bout. I was weighing like 194, with a little less than at the combine, but I had some gain. I gained a little bit of weight before getting my contract, and so I had got up to like 194 and had to drop that 9-10 pounds to make sure that I made weight, which for me is a lot because I've had to gain a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Years ago, I used to be like 170 pounds, 175. So to drop down to 183, I think is what I made weight in on the actual weigh-in day was a lot for me. And so what I've done this time around, that way I wouldn't have to deplete myself of water too close to the fight or anything like that, is that I've maintained it. So I've intentionally kept myself from 182 to 185 now with my regular workout regimen, with my regular food regimen, with my water intake regimen. That way, when it is time for me to go back out there, I'm not having to drop any weight at all, and my body's adjusted to the weight that I need to be at, that because now I've been at it for so long at that point. So that's one thing that I've completely changed up this time around, so I don't have to drop so much weight so quick or whatever, or even over a short amount of time that my body wasn't used to it all. Is I got it used to being at a lighter weight now, along once again with my water intake and my food and my dietary stuff, nutrition. I'm a fitness coach as well on the outside of all this, and obviously got to stay looking good for wrestling. So I just dialed in a different way to make it a little bit more cohesive for what I need to be in, the state I need to be in for Power Slap with everything else that I do.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm curious more. So, kind of, I want to get into the mind of Dontae Smiley briefly for a second, and then I'll turn it over to Corey because he's it looks like holding the camera in the air, arms
Yeah.
raised. So I'm
Hopefully
sure
that
here in a
shoulder's
minute
not
he's gonna
getting
start
tired.
going
He's got
down and down and down
shoulder
and
pump,
down.
man. Shoulder pump, buddy. Like,
So so
Then later, he was the one that got
you get a viral moment, not
Yes.
at all the way that you anticipated to get it, but
Right.
because of the way your body was shaped at the time.
Right.
You've seen it. It's been all over the internet. People remix it, etc. Did that bother you at any point in time? Like at any point were you like, "Fuck, man! Like, why does this have to be me?" Or anything? Just because people are gonna be in your shoes, especially in this
Right.
sport. Somebody's gonna do the exact same thing. They're gonna go up there, be a little too confident, not realize that they need to tense up and kind of be more protective and defensive,
Right.
and they're going to be in the exact same shoes on the wrong side of a viral knockout. Even a guy like Vern Cathy, who's been around for a long time since the beginning, on
Right.
the wrong side of a viral knockout against the guy that he beat. Right, he falls on the table,
Right.
slumps forward, never been seen before, super cartoonish. Was there any point in time where you're like, this is mentally is kind of messing with me?
No, man, because like here's the, like you say, you want to get in the mind of me, and here's my big thing. At the end of the day, obviously it didn't go the way that I want. Number two, me being a fitness coach and, knowing, seeing people knocked out and knowing how knockouts work with, what it does to the head and stuff like that, with how our body reacts when our brain shuts down to protect itself in those moments. Everybody's body is different. I've seen people knocked out on the street and their body tense up. We saw it out of the quarterback, Tua. You know what I mean? When he got knocked out one time out there on the field, you saw his hands like clench up real hard. Everybody's body responds to that kind of stuff completely different. Some people go limp, some people tense up. Like I tensed up on that fallback. The body is going to do what it's going to do. Not all knockouts are just like your body just gets depleted of everything and you just slump fall like Gumby. You know what I mean? Sometimes when people get knocked out, and honestly, it happens a lot more than not, where people will tense up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just how they do tense up. But dealing with the people on social media or whatever that have something to say, that are making their jokes and all that, they first off they got every right to, because it happened and it was what it was, and the internet is the wild wild west. So I'm not gonna take that away from them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want to me about what happened. They can tell me I suck. They can tell me I should have returned. They can tell me this. They can make fun of the Nike check and do all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like I know the work that I put in, I know what I can bring back to the table. And also, I don't give other people the authority to say something about me. You know what I'm saying? That Christ doesn't say about me at the end of the day. So people's weight of what they got to say about me doesn't matter at the end of the day, because I don't give them authority to make it me feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? whereas some other individuals, depending on how they view themselves, and honestly, like, do they know their why? Do they know their purpose? Do they know all that kind of stuff? Like, who they are isn't based off of what you do, and a lot of people can't put themselves in that position because they care so much about what other people say. I learned long ago in the professional wrestling business, you can't care about what people say. I learned long ago, obviously being a believer in Christ, even, you know what I mean? People are going to feel some kind of way about that because there's a lot of people that don't believe, so they're going to say something about that. So I'm involved in a lot of different things where a lot of people can do a lot of this, you know what I mean? And if you let them, it can affect you. But me, man, I know whose I am and what I do and whose I am at the end of the day. So it's easy for me to handle. Like, I never got irritated with it. I still got people that will send me messages that are still now seeing the video. I still will get DMs from people and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It happened. You can't hide from it. I mean, you can, I guess. You know what I mean? But in my instance, with who I am, I ain't gonna hide from it. I'm just gonna embrace it, like you've seen me do. You know what I mean? I've talked to either both of y'all or one of y'all, through some DMs early on and stuff like that after it happened. You know what I mean? And you just gotta embrace it because it happened at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And you just gotta the better you can own a situation like that, the better you come out on top at the end of the day when people realize that you don't care what they have to say. That makes them honestly a little bit more irritated when that happens, when they feel like they can try to get under your skin and say something and they completely don't. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Corey, I know
Yeah,
you're.
Dante, I love you, buddy. I apologize, man. I got like less than 3% on my phone, so I gotta bow out here. We'll catch up next time, my man. All the very best. I've got massive shoulders now from holding this phone, so much love, buddy. Stay with it, dude. Stay with it, man. And I'm happy to see you back. I mean, lesser of men would call it quits after what you've done, but you're persevering, you're pushing through. Continue to do what you do, man. Keep inspiring, keep motivating, live your dream every day, buddy. All right. Catch
Most
up soon.
definitely.
All
Appreciate
right.
it,
Thank
Sig.
you, man. Okay.
Yes,
Take
Corey.
care, dude.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, Dante. I think ultimately what you're saying will be inspirational for somebody at some point because I promise you, people have been in your shoes before. Obviously, like you said, all knockouts are not created equal. They're not, and we've seen a number of different ways that takes place. We've seen
Right.
the, as you kind of alluded to, or your analogy you used, Gumby, right, where you kind
Right.
of just go limp, kind of like the drop like the bag of bones. We've seen guys fall forward, then fall backwards. We've seen guys go just flat, like just
Right.
uh, obviously, we've seen kind of more unusual ones, like in your case, where you kind of get stuck in a position. We've seen early on. I don't know if people remember this. This is a throwback, but Russell Rivero, I believe it was the AJ match, the first AJ match. Um, Russell was like visibly shaking. His legs were trembling, and it was
Yeah.
scary, back then. And obviously, all the pundits and the critics, they were like, "Look, look, he's seasoned. He's seasoned. Look how big."
Right.
All right, okay, okay, slow down, doctor. Please relax. Um,
Right.
and we don't see that very often anymore. But
Right.
you have seen, or you've seen weird responses, even on not knockouts, where you have like what Holly Hood when she took on Jamie Hinshaw, Jamie like took a step back and then like dove to the ground, and it
Yeah.
was because her world started to kind of not become flat anymore. She's like, oh
Right.
shit, so she dove to what she felt like was a stable position so that she wouldn't lose her feet. Her
Right.
sort of response to that equilibrium change and that balance change
Correct.
was just a little delayed. It was if you're looking at it from the outside, it was very unusual, but it's perfectly
Right.
normal response. Or Prince Abedra, who talked about kind of a similar experience to you. The first shot he took from Mirza, he didn't tense. And that was the shot that looked like it hurt him the most. But he,
Yeah.
he was lucky and didn't get knocked out. And so when he
Right.
came back, he was able to kind of make that adjustment and then persevere, excuse me,
Yeah.
and win that fight. So it's not like it's uncommon. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's just it looks so many different ways. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think. You know, Robert Trujillo on the very first power slap. He's the first fight of the night on the live event, and he just puts Jules Scott out like a mummy. I mean, Jules Scott. It was. I think his intention was to blow his air out as he got hit, but because he got hit so hard and it took his cells out, he blew like the way it sounded was like almost like a like a accidental air leak. Like something just got
Right.
punctured, and it's like, psst, and as this is happening, Jules on his way down, like just
Right.
straight. body didn't move. They caught him, laid him down, and he was out like a light. And you could hear it. And people who were there, this is the first time any live audience is seeing a Power Slap event ever at the UFC Apex. Power Slap 1, March 2025, 23.
3, yep.
And people are like, it sounded like a shotgun. Like that was the introduction to all of this. So for these things to
Yeah.
happen now, it's not so unusual. The other thing is I have footage, and I don't know that it's meaningful to release any of this, but I have footage of most of you guys from the May camp, and I'm sure Corey will have of the camp this time. But most of you guys playing with the hands, figuring out what worked. I have footage of Stunt slapping with his right hand. He ended up hitting you with his left hand, which
Right.
makes sense because of what happened to him when he was a kid and all that stuff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the Stunt Marshall interview that we did
Yeah.
in the very
He
beginning.
has a
It's an
great
in-person
story.
interview with he and I. Really interesting story. The short of
Yeah.
it, hit by a car when he was 2 years old. Obviously, a big deal. He flew a lot of feet. It wasn't minor. So Stunts overcome quite a bit. So it was interesting to see. And again, I didn't know any of this at the time, but he's training with his right hand and trying to slap. And I know you guys were in the same group. I did release some footage of Brandon Woodall coach you guys. You guys are standing not far from each other.
Right.
And he's doing that on the right side, but he ends up hitting you on the left, which again to all of us makes sense. So I say all of that to say that not all knockouts are created equal. There's a reason why these things happen. There's so many different factors,
Correct.
and I think it's admirable that you have that fortitude, especially mentally, to say, you know what, none of that is important to me. It doesn't really matter because there are
Right.
people, unfortunately, this is no knock to them, but there are people who that stuff gets in their head and it messes with them
Correct.
and it digs at them and they hide from social media. So I totally respect that you're ironclad in that respect. But what do you think? I mean, overall, when you talk about like the wrestlers, Corey just talked about it earlier in the show. We're seeing more wrestlers in this next combine.
Yep.
How cool is it to be a part of sort of that? I'm gonna call it that other, right? That uncharacterized group that nobody really saw coming. Nobody knew that this was the plan, and then to see the success that you guys have had, even in your
Yeah.
case, like I said,
Right.
wrong side for you, right
Right.
side for your cohort, who is
Correct.
also a wrestler and a representative of your, professional skill of athletes. So how does that feel to be a part of?
Yeah, it's funny because at the end of the day, like wrestlers are very known for having a just like what we consider side quests. You know what I mean? Like we were chasing the thing of wrestling, but a lot of wrestlers do music. Now we're obviously getting into slap by way of connections with some people behind the scenes there that's out there recruiting some wrestlers, and it just all makes sense that a sport like this could have a lot of wrestlers, and it's awesome to see because people can make a lot of money, man. Like the checks that you could get in Power Slap, you know what I mean, win or lose, right? 'Cause even the loss pay is bigger than a lot of people's, booking for 5 months, 6 months, a year in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? If they're not very well known, so to speak, to where they have higher booking fees and stuff like that. Let alone if they win, let alone if they get a fight bonus as well. You know what I mean? It can start stacking up real quick. So it's really awesome to be part of that first big wrestling group. It's awesome to see more wrestlers coming in. You know what I mean? It's awesome to see more people coming in. You know what I mean? Because more people should mean more shows, which more shows should mean more opportunities and branching out. And it should be some kind of ladder effect happening when they got all these bodies to be able to put out there and put on the screens. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. We're throwing two shows 2 weeks apart. And the last time it was two shows, what, 3 weeks apart, a month apart, between 13 and 14. And that's what we want, man. Everything should be about opportunity. So everybody should be for the growth of Power Slap and be celebrating anybody and everybody coming in. But I think the wrestlers have done a dang good job of proving exactly, why we were all recruited to come up in here. You know what I mean? And that goes into obviously, like I said earlier, us being able to handle the social media, because as wrestlers, we're always on social media anyway. We're always already taking flack because we're in a fake sport, as a lot of people say, or whatever else. Scripted, yes. Fake, no. I've seen people get their lights knocked out in the wrestling ring, just like I did in Power Slap. You know what I mean? Because things happen. We're perfectionists in an imperfect sport. Um, but it's awesome to see. You know what I mean? It's very awesome to see, and I think it's going to bode well for Slap. You know what I mean? Which is what we want at the end of the day. Because like, are all viral moments good moments? It's hard for me to say no. I got followers off of it. You know what I mean? I was commenting when people would tag me in comments to say something for or against whatever happened. I would comment on it, not in a bad way, but people would try to make fun, like the Nike check thing, and I would get on and be like, "Man, I did look like a Nike check, didn't I?" And they come follow me, they come look at my stuff, and then they start talking in the DMs a little bit, and now they're following the journey, whatever about me, because they see me not taking it as like taking slap serious, yes, but not taking what they have to say about me serious at all. And so I think wrestling has prepped us for a moment like this, and also it's one of them things where most people that have something to say online aren't other strikers in Power Slap. They're people that would never step on the stage and never even remotely think to put themselves in a position like that to even be on the stage. So why would any of us care what those kind of people have to say about us being on the stage or what happens on the stage? At the end of the day, if there's somebody that's not willing to put themselves on the forefront to make some money for themselves or their family or whatever, because they're scared of being embarrassed or whatever may happen, you know what I mean? You can't have people hold, you can't take what they say that serious at the end of the day, even more specifically for that reason right there.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's also mutually beneficial, right? You have the wrestlers who have kind of been around for a while, who've built up that equity. My personal opinion, wrestling fans are some of the most loyal and most hardcore fans that there are in
Yeah.
any professional sport across the world. And so a lot of them have migrated and they follow their particular athlete. You know, somebody who comes to mind is a Hollywood Haley J, right? I mean, we posted something about her, 2 weeks ago or so, and there were people in the comments saying all types of creepy, weird,
Yep.
very like infatuated with Haley J. And I'm sure for her it's some creepy, some
Yeah, for
flattering.
sure.
But for me as a spectator, I was like, holy shit, like this person really would do anything to be in the same room as Hollywood Haley J, to
Yeah.
watch her compete on stage. And Corey talked about it earlier. I'm not sure if you caught that part, but at the combine, there's a lot of female athletes in professional wrestling that have actually been inspired to come over because of Hollywood Haley J and the success that she's had. And I
Yeah.
also want to point out, and I know you were sort of a spokesperson and a representative for this early on, but the criticism, the wrestlers are going to come over here with that fake fighting stuff and they're not going to be successful, yada, yada, yada. I haven't heard that since June 27th. Like
Correct.
the moment you guys got up there, win, lose, or draw, because like I said, in your case, it was a loss for you, a win for Stunt, but a win for wrestling. And I
Correct.
think that is the resounding difference here. My prediction, and I'll totally eat my words here, my prediction early on was that it would become the wrestlers versus the rest of the Power Stop roster. That happened until the competition came. The minute the wrestlers stepped on stage, people knew, okay, we have a serious problem on our hands. And now it's worked so well that not only has the recruiting strategy changed, but there's more wrestlers coming in. It's not exclusively wrestlers, as Corey kind
Right.
of alluded to, and
Right.
I think for this camp in particular, we'll be able to sort of release what some of those backgrounds are. Corey talked about professional soccer players, professional rugby. I
Mm.
know there's a bouncer in there that I can think of off the top of my head. A lot of actual professional wrestlers, and there's some
Yep.
weird ones in it, and I'm not even going to talk about that. You guys will just see and hear. That's like, wait, what are you doing here? Like you came from this? That doesn't really
Right.
make a lot of sense, but it's really cool because it has a lot of representation from different segments of life and different ways to earn a living. And just like I'm gonna call it the Hollywood Haley J effect for those particular lines of work and those professions, excuse me, especially in athletics, there's gonna be people behind them who are gonna be like, oh shit, like that's my representative. It's almost like if you go to HBCU, right? And you're like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like they can accomplish this. They're from an HBCU. That's significant. It's the same exact thing. They're a wrestler and they accomplish this. I'm a wrestler. I can accomplish that too. Or I'm a football player. And it's like Dana has said, and I think, it's been echoed by Sin, by Frank. If you were not the greatest at whatever sport or craft you chose first, but you still want to be an athlete, you still want to be, competing at a professional level, you have those attributes, you can come here. There's a place for you here and a way for you to continue and retain that ability to be a professional athlete without having been the best MMA fighter, the
Correct.
best professional wrestler, the best NCAA college football player or Division One wrestler, or on the indies, right? If you wanted to be the best regional wrestler in a certain market, or if you wanted to be, Roman Reigns in the WWE or CM Punk or Seth Rollins, right? Those big
Right.
names. it this gives you that opportunity to still do that. And like you said, I don't think it's appropriate. I think it's kind of immature and disrespectful to pocket watch. So I will never divulge the pay. That's just not my area. If an athlete wants to do that, that's totally their right. But it's out there. If you go on Google, people say like, oh, it's 1,000, 1,500. That is not true. That is not true. I can promise
Yeah.
you it's not true. At a
Right.
minimum, it is not 1,000. It is not 1,500. It's not even 2,000. I mean,
Right.
and it's not close. It's not close to the numbers I'm talking. And like you said, and this is also public, back I think it was Power Slap 1. Dana did the post fight press conference, and he asked Frank on the spot, what's the biggest number somebody walked out of here with today? And they said 45,000. They didn't divulge a name, but I think it's pretty general and basic knowledge now. They were talking about the Wolverine. For Power Slap 1, March 2023, March 11th, if I remember correctly, Wolverine, who had just won the first ever championship, was the heavyweight championship against Darius Mataverona, getting his first victory over Darius in 4 matches that they've ever competed. Darius beat him all 3 other times under another promotion. Wolverine gets redemption. On that night, he walked away with $45,000.
Yeah.
Wolverine's competed a lot since then. So you do
Correct.
the math. And like you said, those bonuses, it all adds up. And we've seen
Correct.
people like Dorian Perez, who was extremely active early on. A more recent version of that is Luke Simons. Luke Simons competed a lot in a short period of time. People forget, Luke was 4-0. He's now 4-1. That means he's
Yep.
competed 5 times since May 2024. That's a heavy load of activity. Do the math. Let's just go low end. Let's go low end. And like I said, we're talking much more than this. But let's just say $2,500 for every win, double that. I'm sorry, for every show, $2,500 to show up, double that if he wins, and he has a loss. So 4 times 5,000 is 20,000 plus 2,500 on the loss. That's $22,500. Luke Simons made in a year from slapping people.
Yeah.
If that's your only income, you're gonna bulk at that number. But again, you have to understand this guy competed 5 times in a year. He goes up there. In a lot of the cases, it's a knockout, so he doesn't have to get hit much. And I mean, he's walking away with what some people are seeing in a year.
Right.
From a day job that they go to every day. This guy competed 5 times, and
Right.
like I said, I'm being coy here, and everybody, the strikers who are watching, I'm being coy here. That's not the number. I'm just
No.
saying very low end.
I mean,
Like,
Sen talked about it the last time he was with y'all. I watched that
yeah,
interview. He's told exactly what the number is, like low
yeah,
level for like early preems or non-title fight matches and stuff like that on y'all's podcast. You know what I mean? So if anybody wants to actually find out, y'all go watch this the Slap News podcast with Sen Bodie, and he spills all the beans and that exactly how this works because he
100%.
wanted to shut people up because there was a lot of people talking about what they thought they knew. And Sin's not one of them people to keep letting that go. So he put it out there. He didn't hide none of it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? For you, and this has never been discussed, and I guess I'm not pocket watching. I'm not asking you in your particular instance, but I know as a representative of the wrestling industry, you would know these numbers. What's an average number for somebody to go wrestle, at an indie show? Just pick a number that you're like, I've seen a lot of people make this much.
Right. Man, like I would say the average number for an indie wrestler, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna mention like a top indie, because top
For
indies
sure.
you can get
You can
some
get up
pretty,
there. But the
decent pay
average, like
spent.
a
Bro,
person who's
like
just there,
I would say like legitly 75 to 150. Like
like $75 to
$75 to
$150.
$150 to
So
take a no.
2 digits to 3 digits, not 4 digits.
Correct. No, yeah.
Okay, no commas.
Correct. No comments
All
on
right.
that.
All right. So people are
And
being
that
paid
and that's for,
75.
once again, that's for like probably the average, because there's a lot of wrestlers out there that's just the average wrestlers. Once you start getting good and getting the bookings, you'll get three, four, five plus. If you're a former signed guy, you start getting into the thousands a little bit per booking at that point. But what Power Slap is throwing out, as Sam Bodie mentioned in his podcast interview with y'all, the last one that he did, is a night and day difference from any of that. It's night and day difference from your highest level independent guy by far.
Yeah, and I think that's the key here, man, is that the truth is, if you play your cards right, obviously you can't compete 4 times in a year and lose all 4 times. That's not going to
Correct.
make you a ton of money. But if you compete, and I know you can do this math in your own head based on the numbers that you know, but at the minimum, if you compete 4 times and you win all 4 times, you making what some people make in a year, as an employee, 365 days a
Right.
year, minus holidays, 40 hours a week type of thing. For some people, overtime.
Yeah.
If you are above that number, which generally, if you win, you will get that ability to sort of
Right.
move up. And like you said, performance bonuses throw a wrench in things. Those are usually 10 large, sometimes a little higher,
Right.
depending on what caliber you're at, where you sit on the card. Now you're getting up there, man. And
Yeah.
they're very gracious and liberal with the way that they dole those out. There's been
Right.
people who have gotten, you've had nights where there's been 4 or 5 performance bonuses when that normally isn't the case, right? UFC does 2 performance bonuses and a fight of the night unless something spectacular happens. Power
Right.
Slap, I feel like, has consistently done more than that,
Yeah.
and it's a knockout sport. Let's just be honest.
It is, man.
People come and they expect everybody to get knocked out, and not everybody does, and not every match ends that way. But when you have that expectation, you would think that we would be less sensitive to it, and somehow people still get doled out these performance bonuses because they do incredible things up there when they're on
Yeah.
stage. And I think, like you said, a guy like Wolverine. Wolverine was the poster boy forever for this. Dana talked about him at length early on,
Yeah.
in
Slap
interviews, and
legend.
he talked about and he's still competing. He retired,
Right.
came back, was shocked the world, against Vern Cathy. Not that people didn't think he would beat him, but the way that he beat him, the first hit knocks him out clean. Nobody's ever seen Wolverine really
Right.
do that. It's not what he's known for. Gets him out of there. Fast forward, takes on Russell Rivera, big scary guy, weird ending, but he stands there and takes the guy's shots like a professional, like
Yeah.
a slab legend should. Fast forward, now he's taking on Alan Klingbeil, excuse me, who's been swelling the toilet here in the light heavyweight division for the last two and some change years, and he's doing that coming up here in Abu Dhabi, October 24th, and it's like Dana talked about, Wolverine paying off his house and paying off his car, and like he doesn't work a traditional job, and I think it was Alan Jobin, who's the commentator, also does some UFC work, but he's a power step
Yeah.
commentator, and he talked about when we did our interview with him, like you're not going to take a power step athlete and sit him at a computer and say, hey, here's your cubicle and put this data in the computer and yada yada yada. It's
Right.
not who they are. That's not what they're not signing up for that. That's too
Right.
big of a paradigm, right? It's likeness. I take bumps for a living. I'm a professional wrestler. I jump off top ropes. People jump on top of me. I go through tables. I get hit with chairs. I get hit with ladders. I jump on tacks, etc. Or I take, shoulder shoves and stiff arms and tackles for a living. Or
Right.
I fight for a living in another way. I use my hands, feet, elbows, knees, and everything in between as a weapon. Or maybe I play rugby. Maybe I play soccer. Like you're gonna mostly get that kind of
Yeah.
that crossover.
Yeah. And
But
I
go ahead.
think that's why a lot of people struggle grasping why we do what we do is because a lot of people don't do any of like that stuff that you just mentioned, or either never has or hasn't in a long time. So it's hard for the average person to look at what we do and be like, oh my God, I want to be part of that, or oh my God, this is an awesome sport, or whatever it may be, because they don't play sports. They don't know what it's like to have the eat or get ate mindset. They don't know what it's like to have the competitor's mindset like we have to do stuff like this and put your body on the line and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And so that's why when these moments, especially like at Power Slap 14. I know mine did from 13, but even though there's a lot of knockouts within the first 2 rounds at Power Slap 14. I think there was like 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken, between either round one and round two at that show. And what shows this is a knockout sport, man. If there's something that is going to happen for sure on every card, it is somebody is going to get laid out on that mat flat back on that ground. You know what I mean? And I would always guess probably 40, 50, some shows maybe a little bit more percent of the matches are going to end in a knockout. You know what I mean? If some kind of a knockout or a TKO, if they don't fully go down, but stumble or whatever, have to call it, whatever it may be. And I think that's why these videos go viral because a lot of people are still finding out about Slap too. So when they see something like, me getting knocked out and how that was, if that's the first time they're seeing Slap, of course something like that is going to go viral. You know what I mean? Because it's such an eye-popping moment. It's like reading a book. You know what I mean? And they have that attention-getting sentence or sentences within the first couple paragraphs to make sure they grab you in for you to want to read the rest of it. It's like that. It's like, wow, what is this? Wait, what is this slap? I can't tell you how many of my friends, family, cohorts, acquaintances, whatever, like messaging me like, dog, you're doing power slap? Like, what is that? What exactly is that? Like, what does it consist of and all that kind of stuff? A lot of people still just don't know and are finding out about it. So when you have stuff like those knockouts, like when like some of the knockouts from the last show, like the Darren Godfrey match, you know what I mean? When Homeboy's head hit the thing and he fell, and when Homeboy fell asleep across the podium in the middle, like all, if people are seeing that stuff for the first time, they're going to have no reason not to be taken aback if they see it almost. You know what I mean? But people really need to do they research to understand what this sport is about, what it consists of, start following a couple people rather than just seeing one viral clip, somebody get knocked out and making their assumption. I know a lot of people preach, just come to a live show, come to a live show. You know what I mean? There's only so many seats in each venue for people to do that. But everybody in this world can watch one way or another when a power slap show is going on, and they need to before they make their assumptions about it. If they make an assumption about it afterwards and it's the same assumption that they have before, so be it. But at least they watched it to give it an honest opportunity on how they felt about it and what this sport is really about. But if people aren't given an honest opportunity and they're basing everything they think about power slap off of one, maybe two clips that they probably seen of somebody getting knocked out or whatever it may be, then they're not doing us justice. They're not doing themselves justice. You know what I mean? And I think everybody just needs to give it an honest opportunity before making whatever parallel, whatever assumption it is that they want to make in power slap, because it's awesome, man. We love it. People that get knocked out love it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's hanging their head down because they're getting paid and they put themselves out there. And we'll keep doing so when the opportunities stay coming around. You know what I mean? To stay proving ourselves, to get redemption. How do you change up your training? What looks different this time when you're at the podium than you were last time? What looks different about your swing when you kept getting club calls or getting called for stepping that last time and you're not getting called for them this time? What is it that you do? Because there's stories and all of that, man, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I look forward to greatly being back when that opportunities come, when that opportunity comes, because like I just greatly want to redeem myself and show people that I was just undisciplined that first time. It wasn't a lack of knowing, it wasn't a lack of training, it wasn't a lack of preparedness. I was all of that and some. You know what I mean? I just got up there and just got undisciplined in that moment and trying to eat it how I did, you know what I mean? Which absolutely was not the right way to go about it. And I learned my lesson. You know what I'm saying? I learned my lesson. And there's when people learn, I always say, like, yes, I lost the match, but at the end of the day, it was a learning experience as well. That's what I count my L as, is that learning experience. I grew from it already. And now I need to have that opportunity to show that I've grown in my discipline from that first match to whenever I have my second match. You know what I mean? Because I'm not scared to step back up there. I instantly messaged Erica that Monday afterwards saying, hey, like, I know I literally said, I know a lot of people probably quit after getting knocked out like that the first time or losing a match and they realize they don't want to do it. I was like, but I guarantee you that is not the case for me. I was like, I want to be back. I want to have the opportunity to redeem myself. After I messaged her, I sent Sam a message saying the same thing. Hey, man, uh, you know, I hate that happened, but at the end of the day, I'm not bowing out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I need to come back for some more because I need to have the opportunity to redeem myself. He was like, he even said, he was like, oh, I already know that. Because Sin knows my mentality. I've been around Sin. We've done seminars together that we both coached at in wrestling and all that kind of stuff. He knows I'm the type of person when something like that happens, it's going to look different the second time because he knows that's the caliber athlete that I am and how my mindset is because he's been following me and been in alignment with me for 8 or 9 years, however long it is that we've known each other through this professional wrestling business. And so that's the thing with me. You know what I mean? I'll use it as a learning experience. You apply what you didn't do right. The next time you enhance what you were going to at least do right. Like as far as I didn't get the opportunity to slap since I got knocked out on that first hit. You know what I'm saying? But I've got to make sure that I keep that up and keep that ready to go, along with practicing my disciplines, standing across from the podium on the other side of the podium, getting ready to take a slap. And I'm ready, man. I've been ready. Obviously, we got to sit those 60 days or whatever it may be after getting knocked out and stuff like that. But now it's by the time the October shows come around, they're gonna be well over that time frame and stuff like that I had to be out, and I'm gonna be ready to go. Just waiting on that call, waiting on that email, waiting on that message from Santa Erica, whichever way it may come first. And it's gonna be a different story, and it's gonna be a different looking Dante, not physically, but when I'm on that stage than that first time.
Yeah, you know what? I think your experience and the way that you articulate it is extremely valuable to people because, like I said, one thing's for sure, somebody will be in a position that you found yourself in where you making your debut, a lot of hopes, not only for yourself, but maybe some hopes that other people have placed on you as well, and expectations, and for it to go, the complete wrong way. And I'll say that just with respect.
Yeah.
It's the first strike. You haven't had your opportunity to show what you can do. On the defensive side, you made a critical error and it cost you. And now that moment that you felt like was going to be your opportunity to showcase your skill set is now pushed off for X amount of time. And the
Right.
only memory that people have is one that you don't want them to have. And so I think being able
Yeah.
to understand how you pieced all that together and how you've overcome whatever adversity that might bring, like I said, I think you are the minority in the respect that you don't allow that stuff to bother you. I think the average person would be bothered by that.
Right.
And so, I do I admire that, of course, and I think based on some of the stuff that people writing in the chat, I think at least I can speak for Westmender here. He said, "I'm now a fan of Dante. He has a great understanding of how to not care what other people think and just do you." And Prince Abedra echoed that, said same. So I think your story is one that people will gravitate towards because they'll look for that roadmap to that guide to
Yeah.
determine how they should respond should their day come, should they find themselves in those shoes, and they won't necessarily know what to do because they aren't the same as you. Everybody's different, and they're going
Right.
to handle that criticism and that spotlight differently. But like you said, and I think this is something that people significantly underestimate. Am I supposed to bring y'all in? I don't understand what he's doing here. Okay, I will bring you in. I will bring you in. Hold on. Sorry,
What's
Dante.
happening? Sorry,
I'm getting
I had
like
to make
Morse
this
code,
good.
bro. I'm like,
Okay.
what is going on?
Amazing Maria gave her husband shit that he wasn't here for the live stream, so I got to get him in on here.
I'm here.
Oh,
Next
there we
slaughter
go.
right here, man. Had to make sure we got on it.
Oh, whoa! What's that middle finger behind you? What's going on? You got smokes here? Oh, okay.
Good Dontae Smiley.
Yes,
What's good?
That is
Bro,
Dante
where
What's
we
Smiley.
good,
been?
Hawk?
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, I figured that this
look
would
at this
happen.
Manir.
Oh,
What's good,
geez.
Look at
Danny?
this Manir.
There
How
you
you all
go.
doing?
Good,
Let me
good.
see.
This
No,
is
no, but
relaxed
hold on,
muscle flexing.
Danny. As much as I love, oh
No, that's
God,
not
no, see,
allowed. That's not allowed. This
now
is
I'm
called
getting
dad
played on.
buds.
Danny, as much as I love you, man, I gotta get back to my guy because you just dropped some big news.
Enjoy.
You said the husband of Amazing Maria, meaning
Correct.
Hollywood Haley J's mother. So you are
Correct.
married to Hollywood Haley J's mother. So you are.
Yes.
I keep on saying I don't want to say it again. You are Haley J's stepfather,
Yes.
and you're at the combine as a
At the
competitor.
combine. Yes, sir.
Are you a wrestler?
Yeah. Been a pro wrestler for 21 years.
How old are you? You look like you're like 31, but you can't be because if you've been wrestling for 21 years.
40. I just turned
Wow.
40 this
Well,
year.
congratulations, man. You look better than me.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Huh.
Freaking sensation, Maximo Suave. 21-year vet, and I'm here at the combine.
So this is becoming a family affair.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Wow, Dante, what do you think of that, man?
I think that's awesome. Huh? That's more money they get to bring into the house.
Exactly. It's all love, all family, all support. We got to do it together. You know what I mean?
What weight class are you in, my man?
I'm at the 180. So is that middleweight?
Oh, shit.
Middle.
Oh shit, Dante. Oh shit, Dante.
There it is.
Oh man.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you guys so much, man. I had to get on because yes, the wife was like, "Where are you? Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm eating dinner. Like I have no reception."
No, you're
I'll
not
get
allowed
there.
to do that, man. Not while Smack Talk Live is happening every Wednesday. 6%.
So Amazing Maria,
9 p.m.
Amazing Maria, I love you. I made it. Did it. Please don't be mad now. I did
We
it.
love Amazing Maria also. Hey, listen, unfortunately for you, you got some tough shoes to fill because Hollywood Haley J is a real problem in the sport.
She rocked it. Yeah.
So you got to see her the first time? You were
Huh?
there in person? Were you there in person to watch it?
No, I was holding the fort back at home while they went and
Hey, very
Maria was
important
here.
nonetheless. But you saw.
No. She was FaceTiming my stepson.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay,
But
cool.
you saw though, because it's out
Yeah.
there now. So you saw. So you
Yeah.
know you got some big shoes to fill, man. But great to meet you. Look forward to chatting with
Thank
you.
you so much, man.
Listen,
I'll see you
Corey, had
guys
the
down the
pleasure.
road.
All right, cool, man.
Cheers, brother.
Two more real quick.
All
Got
right,
two
let's
new
go.
cats here. Introduce yourself, my man.
Carson Lee from Wichita, Kansas.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, another Kansas.
Yeah,
So what
fucking
is this?
Devin Schwan country, man.
Yeah, Devin Schwan, Vern Cappy. Is this
Yeah.
the
How's it going? It's Sean
inspiration?
Phillips. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Sean Phillips from the STL. We love it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
The
Nothing wrong
Midwest
with
boys
that.
in the house.
The pleasure to
Yep.
meet you both. What's your
Hey,
background?
you were in the bathroom for a long time.
Sean, you still
Well,
want to know?
my
Are you guys
background. So
wrestlers or
I,
what?
I did a little bit of pro wrestling back in the day, but for the last couple of years, I've been full time military. So loving it, and I decided that
Thank you for your
Thank you.
now
service.
it's time to get. Oh no, thank you. So now it's time to get to slapping, my friend. That's what we're all about.
There's a lot of military veterans in Power Slap. You'll find yourself
Yeah.
right at home.
Oh yeah,
That's
no, there was
awesome.
a couple that I met here so far. So
Yep.
no, it's few and far between. You got to be a certain kind of crazy to want to do a little bit of both of it. So now
Yeah,
I
and
think
military fits it,
we're
man.
perfect
Military
for
fits it, man.
it.
Well,
All right,
pleasure to
boys.
meet you.
Chris, take care, dude. Talk soon.
Corey, thanks. Anyway, Dante, as I was saying, and I'll wrap this up because I think we've been long-winded. But it
You
is
good?
the fact that we can carry a conversation on that takes its own routes and things like that for the better part of an hour speaks to just the insight that you have and the understanding of the different
Yeah.
elements of this game, both mental, both physical. But what I was talking about earlier was, I think the benefit people significantly sleep on is the way I'll put it. The benefit that this can have to your brand, while it's beneficial for Power Slap, for people like Paige Van Zant, for people like Hector Lombard, for people
Yeah.
like who's another good example of a big Sheena, I'll say,
Yep.
right, who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. Bringing that crowd is important. But for the vast majority of people in Power Slap, I think that relationship and that ability is more favoring towards the athlete because you can build Dontae Smiley off of your
Correct.
experience in Power Slap, where you look and it's been incredible to watch. And I think in 10 years we'll all appreciate this much more than we appreciate today. But where you see Power Slap penetrating professional wrestling, where you
Yep.
see Power Slap, and I think Frank posted it. Forgive me, I'm not a follower or watcher of the show that he mentioned, so I apologize if I'm getting the wrong show. But I don't know if it was Trailer Park Boys, but he mentioned, it's crazy to see Power Slap or some form of slap fighting taking
Yeah.
place in a show that I'm a big fan of and that I watch. We've seen it in I think it was called Red One with The Rock and the monstrous beings, whatever I don't know. Again, I apologize. I don't know the premise or the point of the movie other than it was like a Christmas thing, but seeing it permeate all of those different industries in a lot of different ways, some organic, some inorganic, right? You guys did a big thing with Micromania, right?
Yep.
That was massive because
Yeah.
it's wrestling, but it's midget wrestling, but it's also, it includes people who aren't that way. And it was like it was organic, like it made sense. It was the whole group of you guys who took it as a little bit of a after party, if you will, on the second
Yep.
day of the combine, and you guys got to build that relationship, some camaraderie, people that you knew, some people that you didn't know, and now you're getting out in the public and you're facing people. It's That's really beneficial to your own brand, and I think a lot of
Correct.
people underscore what that can do for you in whatever endeavor you take. It's safe to say, like if you look like Michael Michelle Brown, when I started when we started following Michael Michelle Brown, I think she had I don't know 8,000 followers, maybe. Page was the average personal page of anybody, and today I
Right.
think she's at like 60,000, and she
Right.
doesn't work a regular job. She's a content creator full time, and she does this when she's given the opportunity, and that's all life changing. And so if you're in
Correct.
another profession or in another sport at a semi professional or professional level, it all works. It all helps, and
Yeah.
I can say for Hollywood Haley J, and I think probably I'll say for Stunt Marshall. Obviously he does his thing with the Savannah Bananas, but it's all intertwined.
Right.
They've included it in his lifestyle and in her lifestyle, respectively, in different areas of their professional life, and that is really really cool to see. And I think that's how we get to the other side of this thing and where we sort of see this going.
Yeah, man. And like the last thing that I guess I'll say is like ultimately, like everybody that gets to be on that platform, man, like to not let the comments get to you, to make sure that you seize the opportunity in the lifetime of said opportunities whenever you get them and stuff. You have to just maintain having gratitude, man, because number one, there's a lot of people that want to be on that stage that'll never have the opportunity to. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that make fun of what we do or hate what we do, that talk, you know what I mean? That can't grasp why we have gratitude for the moments that we have. We're all in position to change a lot of stuff for ourselves, in our families, our brands, like whatever it may be, whatever avenue anybody, has come from. And that's what makes it easy for a lot of people to succeed on that stage, is when they have gratitude for the opportunity of being on that stage to begin with. Because that's how I look at all opportunities, be it big opportunities in wrestling, like when I worked for AEW the first time, or when I worked for TNA the first, not TNA, sorry, NWA the first time, or when I traveled out the country for the first time and stuff like that, man. I always make sure I sit back and say, wow, like let me have gratitude for this moment. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be the one that's in the position, because at the end of the day, it could have been anybody else that was selected to be in that position, but it wasn't. You, the said individual, whoever is maintaining gratitude in that moment for said opportunity, are the one that was chosen to be in that position at that time. So it's up to you to make sure that you use whatever that opportunity is and that platform it is that you're getting to the best of your abilities. Whether things go your way or don't go your way, you still have to maintain having that gratitude. And that's what makes all this easy to get through. That's what makes all this easy to take and get back and be like, okay, let me learn from this. Let me grow for this. That way I can apply this next time and it not be the same outcome that it was that first time. You know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. So gratitude is the attitude, man. The more people that can be a lot more gracious with what they're receiving in these situations, is a lot easier to handle whatever ends up happening on that stage. 'Cause I think that's what a lot of people lack, is the appreciation and the gratitude of a moment for what we have, for what we're able to do when we step on those platforms and step into the ring and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, more gems. As usual, man. Again, your perspective is extremely valuable, and I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Most
Absolute pleasure
deaf.
catching up with you. A little wrench in the plans there with the Vegas thing going on. So I thought that would happen. So it was interesting to see somebody say, "Is that Dontae?" Right? Because small community, small world, especially when it comes to pro wrestling. So absolute pleasure, man. Looking forward to seeing you
Likewise.
back up there whenever that day should come. You have a home here anytime you need it, and we really appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Most definitely. Thank y'all for the platform as always, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you soon, Dante. Thank you, brother. Have a great
All
evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a windy road to get here, but really appreciate you guys tuning in, staying in this far. If you're crazy enough to listen to us for this long, we appreciate it. Look forward to a lot of that training camp content, excuse me, coming over the next few weeks, three weeks or so, because there's a lot of content, if I'm being honest with you. um like Corey said, a lot of women, and we'll learn a lot about their backgrounds, and I think you guys will be pretty intrigued by what you'll learn. We got a lot of stuff coming up, in a month. Powerside 15 coming up. They just announced Abby Montez, Jackie Catalan, which I think is an incredible match. I think most people agree. They were scheduled to compete August 9th at Lights Out XF, which is Sean Merriman's MMA promotion. There were some issues with Abby and her, visa and things like that. So that would not come to fruition. They've now, excuse me, and Jackie talked about this. And if you need the receipts, check it out on Slab News. But Jackie talked about this June 27th at the Power Slap 13 after party in the high limit room. I'll fight every month as a slap. And it makes all the sense in the world. They will be competing at featherweight. Originally, Jackie Catalan announced a move down to 135, but this match made too much sense for her. She took the match. She's going to compete at 145 featherweight against Abby Montez October 3rd at Powerside 15, Las Vegas, Nevada. So congratulations to both ladies. Incredible fight. We'll break that down more in the coming weeks. We'll get some interviews with the both ladies going on and see where their heads are at. But once again, thank you guys so much. Like, share, subscribe, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend. Slap News is the greatest slap fighting coverage on the planet. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. If we can do anything for you, if there's anything you want to see, guests that you're like, man, you really should get this person on, hit us up, DM us. I cannot underscore enough how serious we take all of that stuff. If you hit us up, you ask to come on the show, we will do everything we can. We will move mountains to make it happen. Um, because who are we without you? So please feel free, shoot us DMs, ask us questions, tell us what you would love to see, because at the end of the day, we're here for you guys. So thank you so much. As always, we'll see you next week. Same tape, same time, same place. Smack Talk Live, 6 p.m. on the West, 9 p.m. on the East, every Wednesday, coming to you. Smack Talk Live, Slap News. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your week and your weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.